You thought you knew them better than anyone. You knew their favorite song, the scar on their knee, the way they took their coffee. You knew their childhood stories, their fears, the exact tone their voice took when they were about to say something. Vulnerable. You knew them, or you thought you did. And then you found out none of it was real. They were cheating. They were lying. They had a whole other life you didn't know about. A whole other person they were with. A whole other version of themselves they never showed you. And the person you loved, they never existed. Not the way you knew them. Not the way they made. You believed they were. You didn't just lose them. You lost your reality, your ability to trust your own perception, your belief that you could tell the difference between truth and performance. Because if you could be that wrong about them, about someone you slept next to, built a life with, trusted completely, then what else are you wrong about? Who else are you wrong about? Can you ever trust anyone again? Or worse, can you ever trust yourself? This is the psychology of people who were deceived in love. And it doesn't just break your heart. It breaks your ability to believe in anything solid ever again. Let's begin. There was a before and an after. Before, when you believed, when the relationship made sense, when their words matched their actions and you had no reason to question anything. And after, when you found out, maybe you saw the text. Maybe someone told you. Maybe they confessed. Maybe you caught them. However it happened, the moment you knew changed everything that came before it. Because suddenly every memory is suspect. Every I love you feels like a script. Every intimate moment you thought was sacred now feels like a performance you paid for with your trust. You go back through it all, obsessively, searching for the signs you missed. That night, they came home late. That weekend, they went on a work trip. The way they tilted their phone away from you, the sudden password on their computer. And you, find them. The signs were always there. You just didn't know you were supposed to be looking. And that realization is its own devastation. You weren't paranoid enough. You trusted when you should have questioned. The person you were before, the one who could love without suspicion, feels impossibly naive now. And you can't get them back. That version of you who could trust freely, they died the moment you discovered the truth. Now you're left with someone who knows too much, who sees deception everywhere, who can never unhear what you heard, unsee what you saw, unknow what you know. Here's the cruelest part. You can't even grieve them properly. Because the person you're mourning never existed. They were a character, a performance, a carefully constructed version designed to get you to stay, to trust, to love, to not ask too many questions. And you fell in love with that character, deeply, completely, but they were never real. The person who actually existed, the one capable of lying to your face, of building a double life, of watching you believe in something they knew was false. You don't even know them, so who are you mourning? Not the real them. You never knew the real them. You're mourning a ghost. A fiction, the relationship you thought you had but didn't. And that kind of grief is impossible to process. Because how do you let go of something that was never there to begin with? You find yourself missing them, the version of them you knew. And then you remember that version was a lie. And the missing turns to anger, and the anger turns to shame. Because you loved someone who didn't exist and ignored the person who did. The person who was using you, playing you, keeping you in the dark while they did whatever they wanted. And the worst part? Some part of you still loves the lie, still wants to believe it was real, because the lie felt better than the truth. The performance felt like love. You feel stupid. That's the word that loops in your head. Stupid, gullible, naive, blind. How did you not see it? Everyone asks that. Sometimes out loud, sometimes with their eyes. And you don't have an answer because you didn't know. You trusted. You believed. And now that feels like the biggest mistake you've ever made. You replay every moment searching for your failure, the moment you should have questioned, the lie you should have caught. And you find them, of course you do. Hindsight makes everything obvious, but at the time, you were in love. You were building a life. You weren't conducting an investigation. But no one wants to hear that. They want to know why you stayed, why you didn't leave at the first red flag, and maybe you did ignore it. Maybe there were moments when something felt off and you talked yourself out of it, but that doesn't make you stupid. It makes you human. It makes you someone who wanted to believe in love more than you wanted to believe in deception. And they used that. They saw your trust and weaponized it. You're not the fool. You're the person who gave trust to someone who didn't deserve it, but that distinction doesn't help because you still feel like the idiot who got played. The worst part isn't that you can't trust other people. It's that you can't trust yourself because your judgment failed you catastrophically. You chose them. You believed them. You built your life around someone who was lying to you the entire time. And if you could be that wrong about them, what else are you wrong about? Your job? Your friends? The new person you're seeing? You second guess everything now, every decision, every feeling, every instinct. Someone compliments you and you wonder what they want. Someone loves you and you search for the angle. Someone is kind and you wait for the betrayal. Because you trusted once completely and it destroyed you. So now you trust nothing, especially not yourself. You analyze every text. Read into every silence. Look for patterns that prove what you already suspect, that everyone is lying and you're just too stupid to see it yet. You become exhausting to others, to yourself, but you can't stop because stopping means being vulnerable again. And vulnerable is how you got hurt. So you stay vigilant, guarded, half present in every relationship because full presence means full risk. And you know this isn't healthy. You know you're sabotaging good things because of one bad thing, but knowing doesn't fix it because the wound isn't in your heart. It's in your ability to believe in anything. You meet someone new. They're kind, honest, consistent, everything the last person wasn't. And you can't relax. You test them constantly without even meaning to. You watch how they respond when you pull away. You create little traps to see if they'll lie. You ask the same question different ways to check if their story changes. You're not trying to ruin it. You're trying to protect yourself because you can't survive being deceived again. So you look for the cracks, the inconsistencies, the proof that they're just better at hiding it. And when you don't find any, you don't feel relief. You feel suspicious because maybe they're just that good. Maybe you're missing it again. This is what betrayal does. It turns love into an investigation. It turns intimacy into evidence gathering. And the person you're with now, they feel it. The distance, the doubt, the way you're always waiting for them to prove they're lying. And eventually, they get tired, not because they were lying, but because being loved like a suspect is exhausting. So they leave. And you tell yourself you were right not to trust, but you weren't right. You were just hurt. And you let that hurt poison something that could have been real. The question keeps you up at night. Will you ever be able to trust again? And the honest answer, you don't know. Some part of you wants to, because a life without trust is a life without intimacy, without the kind of love that makes you feel known. But another part of you can't imagine it. Can't imagine lowering your guard enough to be vulnerable because you did that once and it almost killed you. Maybe you learned that trust doesn't have to be all or nothing, that you can love someone and still have boundaries, that you can be open without being reckless, or maybe you stay guarded forever. Maybe that's the price of having trusted the wrong person, and that's not a moral failing, that's survival. You're allowed to protect yourself, even if protection means never fully letting anyone in again. You're allowed to choose safety over love, especially when love cost you everything last time. The question isn't whether you should trust again. The question is, do you want to? And only you can answer that. You lost so much: the relationship, the future you imagined, the version of yourself who could love without fear. But you also gained something you didn't ask for but can't return. You gained clarity. You know now that love isn't enough, that someone can say, I love you, and still betray you, that intimacy and honesty aren't the same thing. You know that people are capable of astonishing deception, that they can look you in the eye and lie, that they can build entire double lives and never slip. You know that your gut was right, that the moments you ignored, the red flags you explained away, they were real, and you know yourself differently now. You know your capacity to survive, to grieve, to keep going even when everything you believed was shattered. You're not the same person you were before. You're harder, more guarded, less willing to believe in fairy tales, but you're also wiser, stronger, less afraid of being alone because you've learned that being with the wrong person is lonelier than being by yourself. You lost your innocence, but you gained your sight. And maybe one day that will feel like a fair trade. If this brought back memories you've tried to bury, if you felt the betrayal all over again reading these words, you're not alone. Being deceived in love doesn't just break your heart, it breaks your ability to trust reality. And that takes time to rebuild. This is a space where that pain is seen. If you'd like to stay, consider subscribing. And if you need to share your story, what they hid, how you found out, what it cost you, the comments are yours. Thank you for being here. You weren't stupid. You were just human. And they were just cruel.